2 weeks have come and gone. It's off to week 3, and we're underway on EA Sports. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
This is it. Hey, here we go. Kill. Turn up.
A first carry for the former Falcon, Tevin Coleman. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 16 yards on that one, and also a Texan first down. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Right back to Coleman here on first down. Desmond King making the tackle.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
And with the play clock winding down, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Check.
Let's set a tone, fellas. Let's set a tone.
31.
From the 44, Watson nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Following the sack, it's now 3rd and long for Watson and the Texans. 3rd and long, it's Watson. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kaiser White. And he'll get it all the way down inside the 35-yard line. They were ball hawks last week. They had a trio of interceptions on defense. In the first drive, they pick up right where they left off.
They're creating quite a reputation for themselves, aren't they? And sometimes what happens is when they know that the defense can take the ball away, as they saw the previous week, now you try too hard to not let them take it away, and you force yourself into errors. They've intimidated them, in a sense, and gotten the ball from them.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
You can't block me. Get it.
Now a carry by the 3rd-year man. This is Austin Eckler. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Austin Eckler, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive.
Well, that's how you take advantage of an early turnover. A sudden change situation, meaning ball's turned over. How's both sides going to handle it? One side handled it way better. They went right out on the field and put the ball in the end zone.
One play, that just added insult to injury.
Yeah, that just tells you on the defensive side, they didn't come out ready to go, still reeling from the fact that the ball got turned over.
And a good effort on the return there. Gets them across the 30 to the 33-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So they'll 7-0 to score as they start 1st and 10. And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. On 2nd down, it's Coleman. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. A 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards. Watson now to throw. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 15 yards, the Texans pick up the 1st down.
Where's that? 52's the mic.
Hey, defense, let's go. Pick it up, D.
Check it out. He's chucking. He's on him. Go.
They'll run with Coleman on 1st down. Now a loose football. Coleman lost it and picked up by the Chargers. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. Didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
They'll start by running the option to the right. Not even a chance to pitch that one as he's swallowed up in the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
Let's go. 10-2 saw. Hey, Delta.
Mike 41. We've got to wedge that, huh?
Hey, I'm coming. I'm coming.
Let's go. 2nd and 13. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Check 41. It's a party now. It's a party now. Smooth.
They'll drop to throw. And this is caught. First catch for Keenan Allen. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Keenan Allen, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. For the Chargers, they're able to widen their lead.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything, at least 3. And that pass is going to be intercepted by the All-Pro DB Desmond King. And he will bring this all the way back out to midfield.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
Now a play fake here on first down. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. The sack there by J.J. Watt.
Well, maybe that can give him a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things has gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16.
Tighten up. X3. 218. Chop it. Hit it.
This is Joe Mixon, 4th in the NFL in rushing last season. And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line. A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter.
Ready?
Mike, 4-1's Mike.
You gonna see me in your nightmares, son. You gonna see me in your nightmares. Hey, Echo.
Slam, slam. Check, 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 check.
Mike, 41. Hey, wahoo. Shoot.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Gets it to Benjamin. It's caught. And they pick up 25 as they convert on 3rd. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Let's go one more.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Charger football to start quarter number 2 as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Here we go. 50, plant.
Let's pick it up. It's
80 weapon.
outside. Let's get off the field. Let's get off the field. Switch, switch, switch.
Right. Hey, check Mike 39. Check Mike 39.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
Mixon with a 1st down carry. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on 1st down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Hey, orbit.
41's coming. 41's a Mike. Come off the ball hard.
Mike 41. Now.
On 2nd down, here's Mixon.
Run, run, run.
He's got the 1st down inside the 10. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Joe Mixon, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. The Chargers, they're able to widen their lead. And there, the counter play proves successful for the touchdown. What typically makes a counter play in general successful, Charles?
But what you're trying to do, Brandon, is to get the team moving in one direction, meaning the defense. Get them going in one direction and then wall them off with your blocking and bring it back in the other direction. That way, you don't actually have to punish them with your blocking. You just position them. And if you have any kind of a good back, he'll take full advantage of it and gain good yardage.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the 2nd quarter, but you're down. I know, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Coleman now. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle.
Let him know, let him know.
44, Mike, 44.
On 2nd and 15 now. Watson. And he hits his running back, Tevin Coleman. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down. A nice safe throw and a good one.
Eluding the pressure right. Going deep for Hopkins. That's caught inside the 20. And give him a gain of 37. For an offense that has not found the end zone yet, that's a big play.
There's the spark right there. The big play that they needed. Now they've got to go ahead and finish this drive and put this ball in the end zone.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. This is Coleman. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. Coleman. He'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Watson going to pull back the handoff and keep it himself. Complete. Smith has it. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down. They'll run it with Coleman. And he's got the first down as he gets it to the 8. They only get a hard-fought yard, but that's all they needed. It pays off the decision to go for it, 1st and goal. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Here's Coleman. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Tevin Coleman. His 3rd touchdown now on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Fairbairn good with the extra point, and that will shave one more off this lead. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
You don't want none, baby. You don't want none. Hey, you don't want to see me.
And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join, who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes.
A gain of a yard. Brings up 3rd and 3.
Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
Set, ready? 60 Pittsburgh.
It's a slant. Single.
85, I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you. Here we go.
I'll get him.
Get it.
He gets it to Cooks. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a 1st down. 3rd and 4, he did just enough. I mean, just enough to move the chains.
And that's all you're looking for, right? Just want to keep the drive moving. You don't need the big play there. Just get to that marker that you described, and he was able to do just that.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Give him 12 yards there, and the Chargers have a first down.
That's another Chargers first down.
Ready?
First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
All right. Let's go, D. Let's go. Hey, let's go.
Rock it. Let's go.
They'll look to throw here on first down. And nothing but daylight ahead. And they will score a pick six for the Texans TD.
Big boy can run.
Fairbairn now to add the extra point. And it's good. The deficit 6, 20-14.
Makes the score Chargers 20.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is taken at the 3. Oh, nice move. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
The Chargers take over first and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you've got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I don't like where they are in the field. Got the lead. They've done well in the first half. Don't mess it up and go into halftime looking at each other wondering what if.
Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. The Texans going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. On 2nd down, there's the option going left. And this Texans defense, they're all charged up now. They stopped him behind the line for the 2nd straight play. We've become so accustomed to it, you sort of take it for granted.
You really do, but he is so good that every team in his division, every year, is trying to make sure they draft people charged with trying to block J.J. Watt. So far, hasn't been too successful.
But one more time, they'll keep it on the ground. And he stopped up short of the first as they tackle him down at about the 36. It'll be a gain of 7, but I'd imagine we'll see the punt team here on 4th down.
It's 4th down.
Fourth down, and on is Ty Long to punt. So we have reached halftime in what's a 6-point game at the break. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. So the Chargers will start the second half with the lead and the football as we're underway in the 3rd quarter. This is fielded at the goal line. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
Let's go.
The Charger drive about to get going. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Check Mike 39.
Running on first down, Eckler. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. It'll be a loss of 7 on the play. And it'll be a 2nd and long.
Yo. Hey, check Mike 39. Check Mike 39. Oh, you got deep?
There.
They'll set up to throw. Looking for his tight end, Eifert, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Tashawn Gibson. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. Well, holding on to the lead at this stage in the second half, those are the types of plays you really want to try and stay away from.
And when you're a rookie, keeping your focus is something that you still have to work on all the time because there's so many distractions around you between the crowd noise and your coaches and your teammates. But the other part, you've got to learn how to finish. It's the 2 F's for a rookie quarterback.
Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Coleman. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
This is it. 19. 52. Watch a slant. Watch a slant. Watch a slant.
Check 9. Check 9. 25. Check 25. Come go.
Bang, 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 bang.
Hey, 59.
They'll try and run for it here. It's Coleman. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. On 4th down, Watson steps away to his left. And my goodness, this is incomplete. The Texans tried it, but they come up empty here on 4th. And the Charger defense stands tall, and they get the football back. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Hey, check Mike 39. Check Mike 39. Stay with your man. Hey, check Mike 39. Check Mike 39.
Big Ripper. Big Ripper.
The drive will commence with a run by Mixon. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
Every year I go to the combine and marvel at the speeds that linebackers are running nowadays. They run like DBs. And let's face it, they know how to finish plays too. Eyes up, head up, run right through them.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
SOS, SOS, SOS. SOS, SOS, SOS.
6-6. Pull it high. Ready.
2nd and 11. Being chased out left. He's going to take off with it. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. Well, apart from Kyler Murray, not too many mobile QBs in this year's rookie class, but some good scrambling there to get the first.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Ready. 50. Plant. Check Mike 39. Yep.
Oh, here we go. Oh.
Hey, check Mike 39.
They'll run on 1st down. Mixon. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Give him 15 yards on that one and a Charger 1st down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Hey, seam 6. Seam 6.
Switch.
Blue draw Corkers. Go.
Back to Mixon on 1st down. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And caught by Henry. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Hunter Henry. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. For the Chargers, they're able to widen their lead. Here's Badgley now to try to add the PAT. And the lead is now 13. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. Will Fuller was the intended target. And it's 3rd and 4.
Go, go, go. Alert 3, alert 3. Alert 3. 36.
And movement here by one of the Texans up front. In comes the flag. After the false start, sets up a 3rd and 9.
That's what I do.
Under 10, under 10, 10.
A shotgun snap for Watson. Buying time to his left. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
Looking around the league from Raymond James Stadium there in the 3rd quarter in Tampa. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL.
44, Mike, 44.
They are going for it. Here's Watson. Escaping the pressure right. Going deep for Hopkins. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Chargers will get the football back in excellent field position. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
You're all mine, baby. Get this.
Hey.
It's Mixon on the counter. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35.
Texans 14.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards.
Watch safety creep. Watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping.
They'll stay on the ground. Mixon again. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 16 yards, a first down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Hey, check Mike 39. Check Mike.
On first down, Mixon. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Gary and Conley, the one to bring him down. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
Hey, check Mike 39. Check Mike 39. I'm coming for you. You mine.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And he's wrapped up. Taken down. Back at the 25. Bernardrick McKinney muscled his way in for the sack. The Chargers on 3rd down. They've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 16. Now Joe Mixon. And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but it's still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
The Texans take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And on that last drive, Whitford on 4th turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They helped. He's got a man. Complete. 20, 10, touchdown, Houston. Will Fuller, 77 yards, as his guys are able to pull a bit closer. All right, now a big 2-point conversion attempt still to come. Now Watson. And they will get back to within 1 score as he is into the end zone, and the lead's cut to 8 here in the 4th. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays, they're going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. The first downs, and the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
At the 23-yard line.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down.
Now! Go! Check your hot read. Shift!
Here we go on 2nd and 12. And the catch good. It's Eifert. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
Safe.
Watch that!
Leo!
Launch! No!
Ready?
They'll look to throw here. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Tashawn Gibson. And it's a touchdown.
Touchdown,
Make it back-to-back weeks now with a pick six for him. He had one a week ago.
Talk about being in the groove, and what are the odds of what we're seeing right here? You don't see it happen very often. Listen, if you get a pick six in a season, it's been a big year, let alone back-to-back weeks. I'll tell you this, I wouldn't play cards against this guy in the locker room.
After the interception, here's Watson. And he's got it. The conversion good, and we are tied in the fourth. Still time to work with on the clock, but they wanted the tie now, and they got it.
And I love their aggressiveness. Go ahead and get it done, get the game tied. Now your team has the momentum, and you're staring across the field saying, let's see if you can match us.
Let's go, boys, bring it up.
At their own 25-yard line.
Let's go now.
The Charger drive about to get going, and they gave up the pick six, and now they'll be looking to right the ship here. Now, as a quarterback, are you a little more cautious this go-around?
You should be, just because after what you gave up, but you can't be so cautious as to just really take things in, and now you're not going to play loose enough to give your team a chance to score. But you still have to be careful, because those defensive guys, I know the reputation defense guys can't catch. All evidence to the contrary on that last possession, though.
So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They'll go option to the short side. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. 7 yards there and a first down.
They picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. Looking to throw. On the screen, this is Eckler. Now that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Second and 12 after the first down pass play went backwards for 2 yards.
Go. Ringo. Hey, Foxtrot. Hey, check Mike 39. Check Mike 39. Here we go. Hey, check Mike 39. Look at me. Door. We all. Check.
Back to throw. Forced out to his left. Now he'll pull it down. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a third down.
While you admire anyone trying to pick up an additional couple of yards, they're just not worth it when you take shots like that. Quarterbacks have to stay in the game and stay on the field.
Ready up. Check Mike 39. Check Mike 39.
Check.
Hey, exit. Hey, check Mike 39. Check Mike 39.
It's our field. Hey, it's our house.
Hey, Charlie. Hey, check Mike 39. Check Mike 39.
Here we go, D. Get off the field.
Hey, check Mike 39. Check Mike 39. All day, baby. All day.
They'll set up a throw. For Keenan Allen, that's complete. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down. What a big tackle there defensively.
One of the most difficult things for a defender to do, and think about the speed that he brought down. If he gets away, he's likely gone.
Tie game, 4th quarter, and they're going for this thing on 4th down.
General West.
Let's go. Shift.
Hey, check Mike 39. Check Mike 39.
I'm here all day.
Now back to throw. Got a man. It's complete. Williams. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play.
First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
On the double.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Trash. Let's go. Recon, 132 fighter. Shoot.
They go back to the ground now with Mixon. And he'll get inside the 40 to maybe the 38-yard line. The tackle that time by William Hayes. They're making steady progress, but I see your face. You're worried about that clock.
I'm worried about the clock, and at some point, you have to have a splash play in there as well.
8, read. 5.
Again, it's Mixon, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's third down.
A loss of 2 brings up 3rd and 10. That's the end of regulation.
And we need overtime to decide this one after 4 quarters of play. We're all even. The extra session in a moment. This is the NFL on EA Sports. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Set for their first drive here in overtime. And this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team. And that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
It's been loud in here so far. First throw in OT for Watson. And he hits his target. It's Kenny Stills. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one, a gain of 20 and a first down.
First down, Texans.
Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're in OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. Well, they say it's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmies and the Joes.
Casey Hayward makes the tackle. I don't want to overhype it, but this is a big early season game, especially an overtime win. That could give you a big boost going forward in the season.
It certainly can, and I don't think you're overhyping it because cliches go out the window when you start to play overtime. And you're right, the winner of this game now, that's an extra boost moving forward. And it actually is an extra hurt for the team that loses because normally you shake it off. But in this situation, it lingers a little bit longer.
So a big play in this opening drive of overtime. Now looking at a 3rd and 3. On 3rd down, here's Coleman. He pushed forward, but I don't think it's enough. He's going to be about a yard short. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. This to at least get them a lead here in overtime. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This to at least get them a lead here in overtime. And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance. We were just treated to an absolute dandy in this one. A great finish in overtime with a long field goal. Everybody, including us, on the edge of their seats. Quite a game.
And it's rare that you get a game into overtime that it doesn't turn out to be a dandy, right? That's what we saw here. And just what you were talking about. a long field goal to win it. So definitely not a gimme. So there was tension all the way through until the ball went through the post.
But it did go through the post. Ice water was in his veins. So for Houston, it's back-to-back victories now after the Week 1 defeat as they move to 2-1. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the home team here, it'll be their first loss of the season. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head down to Miami to take on the Dolphins. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.